Okay, so tonight I'm talking about, I can't remember, heightened awareness. And when Frederick came to the gym today, he asked me, what is this heightened awareness? Well, there's a part of the brain right in the front of the brain called the insula, I-N-S-U-L-A. It's like a band of gray ribbon here and here. And it's interesting, every time I start researching or talking to people, there's something new about the brain that comes out. In fact, there's always something new about the body. Even 3 cups of coffee is optimum for the body. I mean, that was 2 months ago, somebody comes up with that. How did they measure it? I can't remember. But because of the instruments that they have now, the scanning devices, the MRIs, you can see, for instance, when we do the left nostril breathing, the right hemisphere gets more of a blood supply. So we're kind of turning on the right hemisphere. When we do the right or breathe with the right nostril, opposite hemisphere. They're looking at this with brain scans. They go, oh, it does work. I mean, one of my great cries is, well, yeah, yogis were doing this 4,000 years ago. But the fact is, it's being validated by science. So one of the things that I think and talk about is conscious breath with conscious exercise. Exercise is sort of my way to turn on my sympathetic nervous system. You can also do it with a cold shower or a cold immersion, but exercise also does it. Particularly what we do is isometric exercise and isotonic. Isotonic is when we're contracting, but we're moving the stick or the body through a complete range of motion for the muscles. Well, that all on its own, exercise, of course, is great for us. And of course, we breathe through exercise. When I have a friend who's, I've mentioned it before, he's a bit of an exercise guru on the East Coast. And when he was writing his book, and I was looking at it with him, I said, you should do something on breathing. And he said, no, it's too esoteric, Richard. Everybody just breathes when they exercise. And he sent me videos of his health facility. And there they are, mostly mouth breathing, because that's what happens when the exercise becomes anaerobic or so intense that the body can't produce the oxygen needed to keep it going. And at that time, this was 12 years ago or so, we kind of came to a parting of at least the ways mentally, because he said, no, it's too esoteric to talk about breath and exercise in my book. So that was the end of that. But as the years have gone by and people like James Nestor wrote this book called Breathe or Breath, it was huge. It is a huge bestseller. It was on the New York Times list for years or for months. What's he talk about? Breath, controlling the breath. Then comes Wim Hof, the Iceman from the Netherlands, who does we do it every week. That's Wim Hof based, where we are breathing out and then pausing the breath. That stimulates the immune system. During the hyperventilation, adrenaline is released, cortisol is released, red blood cells come out, and white blood cells. And the white blood cells are the ones that fight pathogens and infection. So we stimulate the white blood cells, it stimulates the immune system. This done on a daily basis gives you a heightened immune system. The next thing is the heightened awareness. So it's okay to push and grunt and pull on an exercise, but the exercise is always going to be safer when the form is adhered to. And my thing is form inside and out. Then I'm reading, and in comes this thing about the insula, these gray ribbons of brain cells in the brain that are stimulated by diaphragmatic controlled breathing, and their purpose is to heighten bodily awareness during exercise. So when we're doing the exercises, if we're breathing properly, we get a heightened awareness of the body. In other words, you're not somewhere else. You are inside your body. What that heightened awareness does is gives you a greater control of the movement, less chance of injury. And I was talking to someone this morning. I often, I take showers, and the bottom of the shower that I currently use is tiled. I've had more people, not in this house, but in others, slip on that tile. So often my concentration is on my feet, flat feet in that shower, so I don't slip, take a fall, crack my head, whatever. How do you get that awareness? Through breath. You're breathing 4 in, 6 out, whatever it is, slowing the breath. You suddenly become very aware of your physical movement. And that is that section, the insular section of the brain being activated by cerebral blood flow. So we're going to do just the regular stuff tonight, but with an emphasis or a greater intent on consciousness or heightened awareness of the physical movement, heightened awareness of what that movement is doing to the body, what a specific exercise does specifically to the body. Yes, it's going to take us into the sympathetic nervous system, but it also heightens awareness, heightens bodily awareness. That's an old samurai thing. Heightened awareness. Be aware of your surroundings. You get there through the breath. You get there through breathing. So let's start with 2 minutes, quiet breath. Now, on this one, take your hands, put them together like this. Put them together like this, just gently. Bring them right down below the navel, so that you might call it the breath basket. So you're going to breathe in to those hands. There's not any pressure from them. Breathe into them. The reason I am asking to breathe into them is that this is the first thing. This is the awareness of the diaphragm. As you breathe into those hands and you feel the organs, the abdominal organs, distend, go out and go and distend, they're going to go fill those hands up. So fill the basket with your breath, breathe with your nose, tongue to the roof of the mouth. And on this exercise, on these 2 minutes, which is a meditative 2 minutes, we don't need to breathe here. We don't need to breathe here. We don't need to take the breath up. It gets there. But all we need to do is fill the basket. So this first exercise is a diaphragmatic meditation. We're flattening the diaphragm, pulling the heart down, letting it go back up and down. So we're massaging the heart, massaging the internal organs, flattening the diaphragm and letting it relax, all with the breath. 2 minutes of quiet. Just take your hands, put them there, and breathe into those hands. You breathe right into them. Hold on, I'm going to get my little ticker. Hold on, please. What would I be without my clock? All right, here we go. 2 minutes. The pace of the breathing is 4 beats in, 6 out, or 5 and 5. We want 6 breaths per minute. Quiet. Without any break, go to alternating. Same cadence, 4, 6, 5, 5. Now shut the right nostril, just breathe with the left. Take the hand away. Keep the breath going. Now start to visit parts of your body. Go down to your feet. Feel your feet, how they're connected to the ground. Feel your shoulders, relax them. This is all part of heightening the awareness, because as we do this breath, that part of the brain called the insula is getting blood flow. And we're becoming more and more aware of what we're doing. Now purse the lips and exhale through the pursed lips, long exhales. Lower abdominal breath, fill the basket. Even though we're not having our hands there, fill it. Keep going. Now we're going to take the breath up into the chest. When it gets here, halt the breath for a moment. Don't breathe out. Relax the shoulders and the neck and take one more breath on top of the breath. Bring it up into the brain. Now long, slow exhale through the pursed lips. So it's a two-part inhalation. Starting with the basket, fill it. Bring it up into the chest. Pause a moment, full. Then take the breath up the neck into the brain. Long exhale through pursed lips. Double breath. Now on a single breath, take the breath right from lower to the cranium, right up, right to the crown of the head. Long breath out, pursed lips. Remember, on that long breath out, heart rate and blood pressure come down. Now close the mouth and just sit with that. Sit with it for a few moments. Breathing. Start to feel the body. Get that sense of heightened awareness. As the body is oxygenated, you feel it more. As you breathe up into the crown of the head, you're irrigating the insula, those gray ribbons, with a blood flow, with oxygen. Now let's go directly from here into 3 breaths and then a pause at the end of 3. Use what we've already done. You start with the basket below, you fill it, you bring it to here, then bring the breath right up to the crown of the head. Let it fall out, but fill it, let it fall, and then pause it. This is the stimulation of the immune system, but everything we do is heightening the awareness of the body. That's what I meant by heightened awareness, physical heightened awareness. 1, 2, 3, and pause. Relax during the pause. During the pause, feel the body, feel the blood flow, feel the heart. Now start breathing with the nose again. Fill it from below. Now we're going to go to 5 breaths. Fully in and then let it fall. 1. Let it fall out. 2. 3. 4. 5, and pause. But during the pause, become cognizant of the workings of the body. The blood is still flowing. The heart is still beating. Go in and feel it. Feel the feet attached to the floor. If we're breathing properly, we're increasing cerebral blood flow to the brain, which increases bodily awareness. Breathe again with the nose. Feel the body come back into an equal state. That's a pH balance, acid to alkaline. Keep breathing up the neck into the brain. Every time you take a breath, envision that breath going right to the crown of the head, raining down upon the brain. Now we're going to 7 before we pause. 1. Let it go. 2. Fully in, right up to the crown. 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill it up. 7 and pause. Relax. Now take a breath in and hold the breath on the intake. Here we go. Let that breath fall away. Now go to 9, 1. We're losing carbon dioxide. 2, which means we lose our urge to breathe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and pause. Relax and let the body automatically do what the body does. You can let go of this. You're not having to control anything. Just let go and relax. Another 5 seconds. Take a breath in and hold the breath on the in. Let it go. Last one, 10. 1, 3, 5, 7, all the way in, 8, 9. Here we go. Relax. Five more seconds. Take a breath in, hold the breath. Let it go. Put your hands together. Make the basket, go over the belly, and breathe deep now, just with the nose. Breathe right up into your neck, through the neck, into the cranium, right to the crown of the head. As that part of the brain, the insula, is activated by blood flow, you get more of a sense of the body, more of a sense of the body's reaction to what we're doing with it. Now just breathe into the hands. Don't breathe here or up, just breathe low breath. Here is our control of our autonomic nervous system is right here, right now with this breath. We can take it into an excited state, and then we bring it back again. That is part of body awareness. Now take the stick. We're going to do an exercise. So bring the stick to here. Okay. Bring it to here. Push in with the stick. Jimmy Beckett, get up and get your stick. Push in with your stick. All right, now breathe in with the nose. Push the stick out in with the nose, out with the pursed lips. Pressure on the stick. Feel it. Start to get that feel. Breathe in, pull the stick back, pull it away on the way back. So it's a great exercise for the muscles, but it also heightens awareness of what we're doing. Push out. Feel the chest. Pull back. Feel the back. Breathe in. Push out. Breathe in. Pull back. Breathe in. Push out. Push on the stick. Pull on the stick. Pull. Push. If more people trained like this in public gyms and weight rooms, it would be an entirely different type of training. Push. Pull. A few more. Push. Pull. Push. One more. Pull. Now put the stick in your lap and breathe only with the nose and become sensitive to what we've just done. We've put a lot of blood flow into the back and the chest, into the torso. As you breathe in, feel it. Just feel it. And there is the awareness and the meaning of the exercise. Blood flow to the muscles under tension, under pressure. When we feel it like this, we make a brain-body connection. You just don't leave it and walk away. This is the part where we get the benefit. Breathe in, out, feel it. Okay, let's do another one. Bring it up to here. Now, these are all seated, and I haven't done any pushing with the feet because I'm concentrating on the torso. This is a shoulder movement for the shoulders. Breathe in the nose, push out the pursed lips, and push the stick above you, pushing the stick together, which means like that, pushing. Breathe in. Now pull the stick apart and pull it back. Breathe in, push. Breathe in, pull. In, push. In, pull. In, push. Push, Jimmy, push against the stick. Push the stick together. Pull. This is good for blood pressure too. Push. Pull. Push. Pull. Put the stick in your lap Breathe only with the nose into the basket, into the lower thing, and feel as if you're still doing the exercise. Pull the oxygen in. Feel the pulling motion. Push it away from you. Push out the nostrils. Pull. Push. Feel the upper body. Go right into it. Not away from it. Not, oh, that exercise is over. It is not over. This is the exercise. Bring the blood into the body. Pull it in. Out. Pull the oxygen in. Let it go out. In. And out. Now take the stick and put it above, maybe about 3 inches behind your knees, and press down on it. And then push with your feet up against the stick, your flat feet up against the stick. So you're creating a pressure down and a pressure up. You don't have to press it so hard that you put indents in your legs. Give it some pressure, push, because that also activates the pushing muscles of the upper body. And breathe. Every time you push the breath out, push a little harder with the flat feet. Feel it in the hips, in the calves. This is what I mean by body awareness, heightened awareness of the body. Pull, push, pull the oxygen into the muscles. Push, pull, push. A few more. Push. Now go up on your toes, push down, so your calf muscles under tension. It's a very concentrated form of exercise that we're doing. All right, relax the stick, flat feet, breathe in, breathe from the nose to the feet. Guide the breath right down into the feet. Nose out, let it go. So bring fuel to the body in. Release the stress and the tension. Remember, we're creating tension. We're creating pressure. Let it go. The more you practice this, the more the body is able to respond to stress. This is a practice. Remember hormetic stress, short-term stress? It allows you to combat chronic or long-term stress. Let's just do one for the arms. Take the stick up to here. Right here. Push inwards. So inwards, I mean like that. Like you're going to bend that stick right at the middle. It won't bend, hopefully. You feel your biceps flex. Your elbows are tight in. You know, I mean, if you look at your arms, you could maybe see the veins in your arms. All right. Breathe in. Push that stick together. Flex the biceps, the arm muscles. Push. Push. Now lower it to here. We're going to go range of motion. Push. Push. Feel, talk about heightened awareness. You know where the stress is. You can feel it in your arms. Push. Push. Now drop the stick not to your thighs, but above them and keep pushing. One more. Push. Put the stick aside. Immediately put your hands here. Push your feet into the floor and push your palms together. Connect. The brain connects the palms with the feet. It gives the brain some exercise. Push your feet against the floors if you're going to stand up, and push your palms together. Feel how alive this is. Or maybe it was that cup of coffee. Push. Now quickly pull. Reverse and pull. Push with the feet. Okay, relax. Take the hands, make them into the basket, put them down, breathe into the basket. Here comes the diaphragm and the heart getting massaged. Out the pursed lips. But let's get back to either a 5-5 or a 4-6 time. So in on 4, out on 6. Back to the perfect breath that balances the nervous system. 4. Out on 6. In on 4. Out on 6. Fill the basket. One more. Now take the hands, free them, relax them, put them on your thighs or wherever you do. Sit, breathe only through the nose. But direct the breath into the belly. Keep it in the belly, doesn't need to come up. Now feel the body. This is what I talk about when I talk about heightened awareness. Feel the body. Technically, because of cerebral blood flow, we've charged the insular, those gray ribbons in the brain, they give us body awareness. This happens when we exercise, when we meditate, there's a body awareness. They know the part of the brain that does it. Keep breathing, nose breath, and sense the body, sense it from the toes to the fingers. Now start to slow the breath down and minimalize it. Start to sip the air, not gulp it. This is our control of the central nerve, the autonomic nervous system. 10 years, 15 years ago, nobody thought it could be controlled. And then a few people came along and they showed that there was a way to control it simply by breathing. So we've gone from a state of physical excitement, and now we're going down back into relaxed. And I think that's great training. It should start relaxed, enter an excited phase, and then go back to relaxed. Balance the brain, alternate the nostrils. Become increasingly aware of what these exercises are doing. Feel the body coming down into a state of relaxation. You're controlling it with the breath. The heart rate is descending, the blood pressure is going down. Now close the right nostril and carry on with the left nostril. Breathe into the basket, right down there. Keep the breath low and centered. The fact that we're so tuned into the body now, we can direct the breath, feel the body. That is heightened awareness. Now, take the hand away. Take the left arm, bring it across, hold the shoulder and stretch a little bit. Stretch the shoulder. This stretches the back, opens the rib cage. Let's just get into a flow with it too. These movements they should not be abrupt. You just flow one to the other. I find myself moving sort of swaying as I breathe because that's what my body wants to do. Let it do what it wants to do. Let the body do what it wants to do. Now go to the other side. Hands above the head high. A little bit back, open the rib cage. Now go to the side. Reach for the wall, either side, open the rib cage. Take the hands back a little, open it that way. Take the hands back to the lap. Move the head to the left. Relax the neck. Breathe into the muscles and look down. Bring the head back to neutral position. Take a breath in. Look to the right. Breathe into the muscles. Look down. Take the legs as best you can and straighten them out. Just rub your knees. Increase the blood flow to the tendons. Everything we do has a purpose. Rub the knees, increase the blood flow. Bring the feet back. Breathe with the nose quietly. Fill the body with oxygen. Release the tension. Fill it up. Let it go. Be aware of how aware you are of your own body right now. That's heightened awareness. Now minimalize the breathing. Take it just down into the lower belly. You don't need much. Sit the air. And become still. Like still water. It's a form. Think of a lake. No more ripples. It's still. Relax the eyes. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Amen. So, heightened awareness of the body. No accidents in the shower. After the age of 65, what kills us more than anything else? Falling. I've heard 3 people lately, friends of mine, have fallen. It isn't the fall. It's the broken hip that puts you in the hospital and you end up with pneumonia. It's not the fall, but falling begins the downward. When you're walking, become aware of the walking. How do you do it? By becoming aware of the breath, connecting the breath to the feet, connecting the breath to the hands, connecting the breath to the body. There is your heightened awareness. The beauty of it is the body does all this anyway. If you're in a car driving down the street, somebody walks in front of you, you screech on the brakes, your awareness is heightened. Adrenaline burst, cortisol burst. It's going to heighten your awareness. What we're doing is practicing things that come natural to the body. So when it happens, we're more efficient. We're not into new territory like, my God, I don't know what happened there. We also have the control switch to go, okay, breathe in and turn it off. Turn it off. And that's what I meant by heightened, or mean when I talk about heightened awareness. It's not that we're doing different things. We're doing them with different intent. If we're doing these to make ourselves strong, that's an intent. If we're doing these to heighten the awareness of the blood flooding or being blocked from the muscle, that's another intent. A lot of training is by intent. What is the intent of the training? Well, the intent of this training, very basically, is to get everybody to be a nose breather. So we're not, nose breathing is the greatest thing we can do. It's the thing we lose as we get older. It generally rises up in the chest. We become mouth breathers inadvertently. You know, there's this thing, I say it all the time, repetition makes the master. I don't know, in the course of a lifetime, we breathe millions of times. So we master bad breathing habits. Pretty soon, we're not even thinking that we're breathing badly, we're just breathing. This takes us back into an awareness form. Breathe properly, conscious breath, conscious movement. Any questions? Well, that's interesting.
I have a question.
My God, you do. Hit me with it.
Why does Mark Wexler never ask a question? No, that's not my question. My question is about those chest spreader braces that they sell. I have trouble with my posture in general, but I'm wondering if wearing one of those would be a good thing for posture as well as breathing.
Well, let's put it, look, I'm familiar with them only because I've seen them advertised. You can look at it 2 ways. If you're conscious of your breath and there's a tightness around you, what is it? It's resistance. You're practicing a resistance exercise. Sometimes I put my hands down here and breathe against my hands, push them in against, because it gives resistance to the muscles. So if you've got one of those chest spreader things on, I don't know if it's tight, you're going to be exercising your intercostal muscles with the rib cage. But adversely, as this thing was called body awareness or heightened awareness, if you forget that you're doing that, you're probably going to stop using the chest fully to breathe when it needs to breathe. Most of the time, we can only breathe the lower abdomen. We don't need up here. But I don't know exactly what this thing does. If it's not expensive, grab one and try it out.
You can answer another question while I go get it, and I'll show it to everybody.
Okay. Go ahead. Do we have another question? We don't have any, but even Jim Beckett doesn't have a question. So
I have a comment, Richard. Consider shower sandals.
no, that's a crutch. Consider heightening your awareness. Okay.
Okay, do it the hard way.
I'm going to do it the hard way. Hold on. I'm going to turn off this recording. Hold on.